Breaking news: Wang Yibo in psychiatric ward as Xiao Zhan cancels everything to stay by his side. The entertainment world is trembling, fans are holding their breath, and social media is flooded with shockwaves after the unimaginable unfolded just hours ago. Wang Yibo, the beloved actor, singer, and dancer, has been admitted into a psychiatric ward, and what has everyone even more emotional is the sight of Xiao Zhan, his closest confidant, rumored partner, and unwavering source of strength, cancelling every single commitment to remain by his side. What really happened behind the closed doors of Beijing Union Hospital? Why was Wang Yibo rushed in with tear-stained eyes and trembling hands? And how did Xiao Zhan react the moment he got the call? The answers unravel in a story filled with heartbreak, loyalty, and moments so raw they feel too real to bear. The first signs: a silent cry for help. The first whispers began days ago when fans noticed that Yibo, usually calm and composed, seemed distant during his latest variety show taping. His once bright gaze carried a storm, his smile looked heavy, and his words often trailed into silence. Some assumed he was simply exhausted. After all, the entertainment industry never rests. But insiders reveal that what Yibo carried was heavier than anyone could imagine. Sleepless nights, overwhelming pressures from his management, and constant rumors had eaten away at his mental health. The breaking point came 2 nights ago. Alone in his apartment, he reportedly collapsed into a panic attack that left him gasping for breath, clutching his chest as tears poured uncontrollably. It was Xiao Zhan who sensed something was wrong. At 2:47 a.m., Yibo called him, voice shaking, words incoherent. Without hesitation, Xiao Zhan grabbed his keys, raced across Beijing's quiet midnight streets, and found Yibo sitting against the wall of his bedroom, trembling, whispering, "I can't hold on anymore." The emergency rush. Eyewitnesses at the hospital described the scene as heartbreaking and cinematic. Xiao Zhan carried Yibo into the emergency wing, his arms protective, his face pale with worry. Nurses rushed forward, but Xiao Zhan refused to leave his side even for a second. One nurse whispered. He held his hand so tightly, like if he let go, Yibo would slip away forever. Doctors quickly assessed the situation and recommended immediate psychiatric care. Yibo's mental state was fragile, his anxiety severe, and his exhaustion life-threatening. That was when the decision was made: Wang Yibo needed to be admitted. The world outside didn't know yet. The headlines hadn't exploded. But inside those hospital walls, one truth became clear: Xiao Zhan wasn't leaving him. The scene that shattered hearts. At 5:30 a.m., in the sterile white hallway outside the psychiatric ward, Xiao Zhan sat on the floor beside Yibo's hospital bed. A thin glass pane separated them, but his hand pressed against the glass exactly where Yibo's rested on the other side. Witnesses described Yibo as weak, tears staining his cheeks, but when his eyes met Xiao Zhan's, he whispered something no one expected to hear. "Don't cancel your life for me." To which Xiao Zhan responded firmly, his voice breaking. "My life is with you. Without you, none of it matters." That one sentence would later trend worldwide, shared endlessly by fans who saw it as proof of a love that transcends the industry's pressures. The cancellation heard around the world. Within hours, Xiao Zhan's management released an official statement. Due to unforeseen personal reasons, all of Xiao Zhan's ongoing and upcoming projects are suspended indefinitely. He asks for understanding and privacy during this difficult time. Every commercial, every drama shoot, every brand endorsement, gone in one sweeping decision. For someone at the height of his career, it was a shocking move. But to those who truly understood, it was a declaration: Wang Yibo comes first. Always. Behind closed doors, Xiao Zhan's vigil. Hospital staff revealed Xiao Zhan hasn't left Yibo's side since. He eats beside him, sleeps in a chair near his bed, and sometimes hums softly to calm him when anxiety creeps in during the night. One particularly emotional scene unfolded just last night. Yibo woke up screaming from a nightmare, his breaths ragged, his hands clawing at the sheets. Before doctors could intervene, Xiao Zhan rushed to his side, wrapping his arms around him, whispering over and over, "I'm here. I'm not leaving. I promise." The trembling stopped only after Yibo buried his face in Xiao Zhan's chest, his body finally relaxing under the steady rhythm of his heartbeat. Fans in tears. the global reaction. By morning, the news had leaked. A nurse's photo of Xiao Zhan sitting outside the psychiatric ward, head buried in his hands, went viral within minutes. Twitter, Weibo, and Instagram exploded with hashtags. #Stay strong Yibo. #Xiao Zhan with Yibo. #You are not alone. Fans from all corners of the globe shared messages of support, some even flying to Beijing just to stand outside the hospital holding candles. The streets were filled with banners reading "We love you, Yibo, and thank you, Xiao Zhan." One fan in tears told reporters, "They've given us strength for years. Now it's our turn to give it back." The industry shaken. Producers, directors, and co-stars have remained silent, but sources close to both stars reveal a storm of behind-the-scenes chaos. Upcoming dramas worth millions now hang in uncertainty. Brand contracts may crumble. Yet, for Xiao Zhan, none of it matters. In a rare moment captured by an insider, he was overheard telling his manager, "If the price of saving him is losing everything else, then so be it." The line has since been etched into fans' hearts, shared as wallpapers, tattoos, and even painted onto murals outside the hospital walls. The room of healing. Inside the psychiatric ward, doctors are providing intensive therapy for Yibo. But what makes his healing unique is Xiao Zhan's presence. He attends every session he's allowed into, holding Yibo's hand, sometimes even answering questions when Yibo can't find the words. One therapist reportedly said, "His recovery isn't just medical, it's emotional. Xiao Zhan's love is the anchor keeping him from drifting away." A scene that will never be forgotten. Perhaps the most emotional moment yet came yesterday afternoon. Yibo, still fragile, asked for his guitar. With trembling fingers, he began to strum a soft melody, broken, uneven, but heartfelt. Xiao Zhan listened quietly, eyes glistening, before softly singing along. Staff members who witnessed it said there wasn't a dry eye in the room. For those brief minutes, the hospital ward melted away, and it was just two souls finding comfort in each other's presence. What comes next? Nobody knows how long Yibo will remain in treatment. Doctors are cautious but hopeful. With rest, therapy, and the unwavering presence of Xiao Zhan, there is light ahead. But the real question remains, will the industry allow them the peace they need to heal? For now, both men remain inside the safety of hospital walls, away from flashing cameras and endless demands. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what they need. The world is still reeling from the shocking revelation that Wang Yibo has been admitted into a psychiatric ward, while Xiao Zhan has put his entire career on hold to stay beside him. If part 1 of this unfolding story shattered hearts, part 2 dives even deeper into the raw, unfiltered moments of love, despair, and loyalty that continue to leave fans gasping. The first night, a storm inside 4 walls. The first night in the psychiatric ward was a test of endurance for both men. Doctors insisted Xiao Zhan rest, but he refused. Instead, he sat on the floor by Yibo's bed, his head resting against the mattress as the steady hum of medical machines filled the silence. Yibo, restless and fragile, turned his head slightly and whispered, almost inaudibly, "Why are you still here?" Xiao Zhan raised his eyes, swollen from exhaustion, and replied, "Because if I leave, the darkness wins." That sentence has since spread like wildfire, etched into fan memory as one of the most powerful declarations of loyalty. A hospital room filled with flowers and tears. By the second day, the room transformed. Fans from across the globe sent hundreds of flowers, letters, and plush toys. Nurses carefully placed them in every available corner until the ward felt less like a hospital and more like a sanctuary. Xiao Zhan sat by Yibo's bed, reading the letters aloud. One fan wrote, "Yibo, you taught me how to dance through pain. Now it's your turn to let us hold you up." As Xiao Zhan read those words, Yibo's lips trembled, and a single tear rolled down his cheek. For the first time in days, he didn't look away. The breakdown that shook the ward. Not every moment was calm. On the third night, Yibo woke from a nightmare, his chest heaving, his screams echoing down the hallway. He cried out, "I can't breathe. I can't do this anymore." The medical team rushed in, but Xiao Zhan was faster. He climbed onto the bed, wrapping Yibo in his arms as if shielding him from invisible monsters. His voice, firm yet trembling, cut through the chaos. Listen to me. You're not alone. I won't let go, not now, not ever. Slowly, Yibo's shaking subsided. He clung to Xiao Zhan's shirt like a lifeline, his sobs breaking the silence until he finally fell asleep in his arms. Witnesses later said it was the most raw, heartbreaking, and beautiful scene they had ever seen. A promise written in silence. Days passed, and Xiao Zhan remained a constant shadow by Yibo's side. He stopped taking calls from producers, refused interviews, and ignored all business meetings. His entire focus was Yibo. One evening, unable to speak through the heaviness in his chest, Yibo scribbled on a notepad. I don't deserve you. You'll lose everything because of me. Xiao Zhan took the pen, his hand steady, and wrote back. You're my everything. If I lose you, I lose myself. The page, now rumored to be tucked safely in Xiao Zhan's wallet, has become a symbol of their unbreakable bond. Music in the dark. In a rare moment of peace, Xiao Zhan brought a small speaker to the room. He played soft acoustic songs, gentle, healing melodies that filled the sterile air with warmth. Yibo, still weak, hummed along quietly, his voice shaky but determined. Xiao Zhan joined in, harmonizing with him until their voices merged like a single heartbeat. Nurses passing by stopped to listen, some wiping tears from their eyes. One doctor reportedly said, "That room doesn't feel like a psychiatric ward anymore. It feels like home because of him." Fans unite outside the hospital. While this emotional storm unfolded inside, outside the hospital gates stood an ocean of fans. They held candles, banners, and posters. Every night, at exactly 8 p.m., they sang together Yibo's songs, Xiao Zhan's songs, sometimes both at once. Their voices carried into the ward, reaching the window of Yibo's room. The first time Yibo heard it, he turned to Xiao Zhan with wide, tear-filled eyes and whispered, "They're still here." Xiao Zhan smiled softly, brushing his hair back. "Always. Just like me." Industry pressure versus personal devotion. The entertainment industry has not been kind. Millions of dollars are at stake, and some powerful investors have reportedly pressured Xiao Zhan to return to work. Yet his answer has been the same every time: no. In a heated phone call overheard by a staff member, Xiao Zhan's manager tried to reason with him. "You're risking your career. Think carefully." Xiao Zhan's reply was sharp, filled with fire. "If I can't be here for him, then what's the point of any career?" That defiance sent ripples across the industry. For fans, it was confirmation. Xiao Zhan isn't just standing by Yibo, he's fighting for him. A glimpse of recovery. Despite the shadows, hope is emerging. Doctors revealed that Yibo's condition is showing early signs of improvement. He's sleeping longer, eating better, and slowly beginning to speak more openly in therapy. And through it all, Xiao Zhan remains his anchor. During one therapy session, Yibo admitted, voice trembling, "I'm afraid I'll fall again." The therapist asked, "What keeps you standing now?" Yibo turned to Xiao Zhan, eyes soft but steady, and whispered, "Him." The moment that broke the internet. Yesterday morning, a photo leaked of Xiao Zhan holding Yibo's hand as they walked down the hospital corridor for a supervised stroll. Yibo's face was pale but peaceful, Xiao Zhan's expression protective and tender. Their hands were clasped tightly, knuckles white, as if the world could crumble and they would still refuse to let go. The photo exploded online. Within minutes, hashtags trended globally. #Hold on Yibo. #Xiao Zhan forever. #Love is stronger than fear. Fans around the world declared it the picture of the year. Conclusion: a love that heals. As the days stretch into weeks, one thing has become clear: this isn't just about survival. It's about love's power to heal the deepest wounds. Yibo may still be in the psychiatric ward, but with Xiao Zhan's unwavering presence, he is not trapped there alone. He is surrounded by love from Xiao Zhan, from fans, from those who refuse to let him slip into the shadows. And for Xiao Zhan, every sacrifice is worth it. Because sometimes the greatest role you'll ever play is not in front of cameras but in someone's heart. A person.